Bonjour et bienvenue à l'Université d'Asheville dans la Caroline du Nord et dans le cours de Français 110, Français pour débutants avec moi, Madame Weems. So hello and welcome to UNCA in French 110, French for Beginners with me, Dr. Weems. So many of you maybe have never studied French before and you are in the perfect place, but I know that all of you have preconceived notions of images that perhaps you associate with hearing the word France or French. And on the screen here, you might see some recognizable places and things. For example, a classic Café Français or French cafe, the famous Louvre Museum in the well-known Pyramide in Paris, Chanel number 5 or numéro 5, les escargots or snails, and perhaps you might think of the French Riviera. I am the French, as the croissant with the béret and his écharpe in front of La Tour Eiffel says. But this course is designed not only to teach you basic French speaking skills, but also to dispel these myths about France. It is much more complex than that, and beyond just France, the French language extends into nearly 80 countries around the globe where French is recognized as an official language, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that now. There's an organization of francophonie, or l'Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, and here you can see a map. It's a little bit hard to read, so I'm going to go on to their website and come back here. What you can see, if I make my screen a little bit bigger, here is the website for La Francophonie. And La Francophonie is, above all, women and men who share a common language, French. According to a study published in 2018 by this organization, there are 300 million speakers of French dispersed over 5 continents around the globe. And so when we think of the French language, we must think beyond the borders of France and globally. We'll be talking a little bit more about La Francophonie in the first couple of weeks of class and beyond. If you want to know more, please come back to this website. So, French 110, there are some general learning goals for all languages and literatures, or LL courses, here at UNCA. Among those are the ones listed here to promote critical thinking, to enhance your communication skills, both interpretive and interpersonal, as well as presentational, in another language, a second language, perhaps a third language for you. Also, languages and literatures classes are designed to promote the study of culture. And so they're there to help you develop knowledge and demonstrate understanding of the relationship among products, practices, and perspectives of cultures other than your own. Languages are also designed to help you make comparisons. So not only will you demonstrate that you understand who you are as a person and as a cultural being, but that you'll also be able to see through the eyes of the other and through their language and make comparisons. Perhaps maybe even learn and grow from the eyes of the other. And to that end, Connections ties in with this idea, and that you will be challenged to make connections across a variety of disciplines in order to acquire and analyze information that is available through the target language and its cultures. And of course, I had to throw in a quote from Chanel, and she said, "The most courageous act is still to think for yourself aloud." I think this is applicable for any student in the liberal arts curriculum, but especially for you as French students. Chanel was such a trendsetter, literally, and also a very courageous woman in French history. If you don't know much about her, there's a great film, Coco Before Chanel. I highly recommend it. So, the specific learning outcomes for French 110, you can read here on the page. So, to have a better understanding of the French language and Francophone cultures, as I just mentioned, there are 80 countries around the globe where French is spoken, not just one in France. Another goal of the course, number 2, is to discuss intercultural competence. We'll talk more about what that means as the semester progresses. Number 3, I want you to be able to analyze readings, film, poetry, art, music, infographics in the target language that will help you grow as a person and give you a better understanding of our common humanity. Our American way, or your original way of doing things, if you're not originally from this country, it's just one way of doing things. It's one way of being. It's one way of living. But there are many other ways of doing and being around the world, and we'll explore some of those together, and hopefully that information and that experience will enrich our life and our experience. Number 4, engage in a scholarly manner while refining speaking, writing, and presentational skills. What does scholarly manner mean? That means that you're respectful, you're engaged, you're paying attention, you're a good listener, and voila. Number 5, engage in collaborative community building while practicing empathy, compassion, and respect toward others. And number 6, apply self-care and wellness techniques to minimize stress, promote presence, and maximize learning. So, a typical week for us will look similar to what you see here on the screen with the course schedule. This is actually from the syllabus, which I'll be sharing with you before Wednesday so you can read it. Our typical week. So on Monday, we will always be meeting in an asynchronous, in other words, Moodle online format. That might consist of small group language practice. If you should decide to get together live on Zoom or Google Meet that with some friends from class on your own time, that would be awesome. I may from time to time encourage that. Monday asynchronous assignments might include discussion forums. They might include activities that promote intercultural development. And MFL. MFL is My French Lab. It's the lab component of your textbook that accompanies Chez Nous, an integral part of this course, actually. On Wednesdays, we will always meet in a synchronous format. And so the Zoom meetings are scheduled 15 minutes after the official start of class time to allow those students who need a little extra time to get home or in a space where they can comfortably Zoom from. I built that time in for you. So we'll meet for 1 hour on Wednesdays in a Zoom format. There'll be live discussions from time to time, perhaps mini lectures, and many collaborative learning activities. On Fridays, we will alternate between asynchronous and synchronous formats on Zoom or Google Meet and Moodle. So asynchronous means, again, on your own time on Moodle, and synchronous means when we are getting together on the computer either via Zoom or Google Meet. And Fridays will be kind of a mixed bag, and those will be designated on the course syllabus. So you'll see here for August the 10th, or le 10 août. The theme is introductions, and ASYN means asynchronous. So on Moodle, on your own time, what I'm asking you to do, and I provide a little checklist, is to watch the course overview video and post on the weekly Moodle discussion forum, introduce yourselves thread. Actually, that's a little bit of that's a little misleading. What I want you to do is just post on the introductions form. It'll be clear to you when you go to Moodle. On August the 12th, what you'll do is zoom in. If you're in section 1, here's the link. Section 2, here's the link. Before you come to class, these are the things that I would like for you to do. So read the syllabus, review the netiquette statement, explore the textbook and My French Lab, and study Chapter P, Lesson 1, pages 2 through 4. On Friday, we will have our first language practice session, Le Café Zoom, which is scheduled between sections 1 and 2. You are required to attend at least 3 of these this semester, and they will be offered on some Fridays. So this is the first opportunity for you to drop in and practice basic greetings. It'll be fun. And both sections 1 and 2 are invited to drop in for 30 minutes at a time, anytime during this time frame. In addition, on Friday on your own time, you'll study chapter P, lesson 1, pages 5 through 10. You'll memorize the verb être, and then you'll prepare My French Lab materials and activities. And I'll tell you more about that in class on Wednesday. Again, for all information in this class, what I would like for you to do is go to our course page on Moodle. Everything should be very clear to you there. So what do I do if I don't understand something in this class? These are the steps that I would like you to follow in this order if you have a question about something. So 1, check Moodle. 2, look at the syllabus. Note that at this point the syllabus is a living document and still subject to modification. So especially the course schedule, I need to allow time to figure out what's going to work best for your student engagement and success. And so that is a little bit subject to change, but the major dates and assessments should remain the same. Number 3, if you don't know what to do, ask a friend. Please pair up with a partner from class, exchange emails, phone numbers, and you all can check with each other. Especially if you've missed class, you might want to compare notes or ask a friend if they would be willing to share. Number 4, after you have followed steps 1, 2, and 3, you may email me. I do expect to be able to help you, but I also expect for you to be able to help yourselves. Number 5, if you still have questions, and I encourage this, please come to office hours, which will be on Wednesdays from 3 to 4:30 via Google Hangout. This is also listed in the syllabus. And so, au revoir and à bientôt. And here's a video just for fun to introduce you to basic French greetings. I will not play it now, but I will post this slideshow as a link above this video that I'm going to embed into Moodle, and so you can work back through this information on your own without my voice over on this course preview video. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday, August the 12th on Zoom. Ciao!